This episode of the Walt Vault podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a completely free podcasting tool that allows you to create your very own podcast for no money whatsoever.
You know who should have a podcast? It's me, Yogi.
Oh my god, Gorgie, no, what are you doing here?
Yogi heard that people love his voice, so he wants to project it to the world on Apple Music, and iTunes, and Spotify, and Stitcher, and all the places where podcasts are distributed.
Oh my god, Gorgie, no, nobody wants to hear you talk.
Yogi can even make money on his podcast with the Anchor's free sponsorship program.
Wait, you're gonna get paid for this too?
Yes, and it's all possible with Anchor and their free creation tools.
Oof, okay, well, I'll bite. What's your podcast gonna be called, Gorgie?
It's gonna be Yogi Gets It. Available on all podcast platforms thanks to Anchor.
Well, you've heard it here first. Go to Anchor.fm to get started. Download the free Anchor app, and you can make your own podcast. Anchor. It's so easy, even Gorgie can do it.
Yogi!
Continues his journey, Anakin does. War, end, corruption grooming, and fears his mentor may turn him dark side he will.
Oh my.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with Andre,
Michelle, Emily,
and Luis.
We are a family-friendly podcast where each and every week we watch and review a different Disney movie. Be sure to subscribe on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 177. Execute Order 177.
Was it 177?
66.
No,
I was about to say, what a
66.
coincidence.
He just being funny.
We passed this like 111 episodes ago, but you know,
Man, the timing.
yeah, so close.
Guess we should have done it then.
Anyway, this week we are talking about the 2005 live-action Lucasfilm 20th Century Fox Studio movie, Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
AKA, finally Anakin origin story. The final. It's the final chapter.
The final countdown.
Boom, boom. So we are doing this in anticipation of Obi-Wan next. So listeners, if you haven't started watching that, you got time.
Get on it.
It's out now.
Doggone it.
Ta-da. All right, before we get started,
there's a lot going on right now.
Oh, yeah, so question. I don't know. I like squeaked that. I don't know.
Wait this sugar. All right, so.
No, I can't.
Pick. Oh, get that.
No, you take it.
He doesn't need it.
I don't want
has
it.
some on his plate.
Okay, sorry, listeners.
We're eating cookies.
That was a cookie trade-off.
All right.
Standoff.
Pick a podcast member and a tattoo you would make them get.
Oh.
Not make them get. Excuse me. You would instantly have it appear on their body. The rest is up to you.
Luis, and he'd have an LFC tramp stamp.
Oh, damn.
I already knew my answer.
That was so fast.
Good one.
That's a really good one.
You asked the question. There's my answer.
Luis is playing some beach soccer, and the shirt comes out.
I think the best part of that is that it's a perfect tattoo, and it's like the worst location.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'll just get a mirror over my bed. No big deal.
I don't understand.
You don't want nobody to see his tramp stamp.
That's grown man stuff.
That's my answer,
Luis,
dude.
why is your shirt tucked in all the time?
Oh my, that was
Luis looked at me like, oh.
That was a good one.
that was a really good one.
That was very good. I got it.
That was perfect.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was very good.
All right, you're
I'm not ready. Wow.
I know. I have no idea. Let me see.
I was ready.
Let me see. Who wants it?
Don't look at me.
Who wants it?
Emily and I have tattoos. Well, so does Andre.
You know what? I got it.
Hit it.
Okay. I would get Michelle, and I would get the most realistic
sticker-looking tattoo on you.
Ew.
And I would get it on your neck too, like right here where you can see it.
And it looks like it's already
peeling off.
Yes. So real.
Oh, and there's like grime under it with like some little hairs popping
I'm
out.
gonna throw up.
Well, that's what I would get.
I'm gonna puke.
No. And the most realistic, what you call that?
I don't know. Residue?
What is happening with your finger?
Ice cream, small pellets she doesn't like.
Sprinkles.
Oh, sprinkles.
Ice cream,
Okay, so
small
I don't even know if our
pellets.
listeners know that I have a sticker phobia. Have we ever talked about this on the
I
podcast?
think so.
I think we have.
That I don't like stickers or sprinkles.
You have an S issue.
As if they're related.
They are. They suck. They
No,
shouldn't
there you
exist.
go. They inhale profusely.
Well,
Did you
see,
call? Did you
Louise.
say ice cream pellets?
Ice cream pellet thingies?
Ice cream pellet things. I said Dippin' Dots, and then somebody said sprinkles, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you like
Alright.
Dippin' Dots?
Oh yeah, I like Dippin' Dots.
Oh, yeah. Those don't count.
That was just
Dippin' Dots.
mean.
That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
mine at least was something you like.
Tramp stamp, homie.
But it's something you like. You could play that off as like a joke. Like, oh yeah, one time
it
I
was
went to
definitely a
LSD
joke.
I
game.
told you about Brandon, how he has every tattoo he has was done on a dare. Like one of our friends, listeners, has literally
Yeah, but does he
toe
have a tramp
tattoos. Maybe I haven't looked at
might.
his tramp
I don't know.
area.
Oh, we don't know what kind of jokes, what kind of dares
LSD
he's gone
one, you
under.
would get a tramp stamp of a LSD tattoo for sure.
I would not get a tramp stamp.
Yes, you would.
I would rather get it like
Yes, you
I
would.
would get it.
So we would get him so drunk.
I would
that
get
he
it
would-
on my foot, and I hate foot
your
tattoos.
foot.
Yeah, I hate foot tattoos.
Oh.
He hates the feets.
Everyone looks at his
I
feet.
have a tattoo on my ankle, and it was very painful. So I don't recommend a foot tattoo.
Nah.
It's ouchies. All right.
Good lord.
What about you two?
You guys came out here with.
I know.
Luis
Guns
and I came for
blazing.
each other, so maybe you guys could come for each other too.
I still
I mean,
don't
I
even
guess.
think I answered last week's question.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm cool.
Let's see. I'll give Emily.
No.
You don't have to choose Emily.
Well, yeah, yes, I do. Because of the tattoo that I'm choosing, right?
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
I don't think you do.
It's not BBFL. Ball baddies for life.
No.
Y'all forgot about that. I didn't.
Me and Andre are bald baddies for life, just so y'all know.
No, I'm attacking you. So on your thigh, right, like right above your knee,
That
Okay.
is my kneecap
right
that you're
here,
pointing to.
whatever, right here, so that it is visible to you, is a swarm of rats. Okay, it's just a swarm of them.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
We went from cool to like
Michelle
real
was wrong.
evil.
Mine wasn't even wrong. It was something you like. The
No, what
location
she
of
did to you.
Swarm of rats.
Swarm.
Man.
They
That's
at least be like
disgusting.
Ratatouille rats.
I mean, sure. I saw
That'd
the
be
beginning of that
cute.
movie. It was
I'd
creepy
watch
too.
that right now.
Oh, you
right.
guys.
Little
I'm
Remy's over here cooking me food and stuff.
so is there a soup pot and Remy's on the side? That's
Put a
acceptable.
little sprinkle of ketchup right here so it
Yeah.
looks like tomato soup.
He did not say that. He said swarm of rats.
Sprinkle of
What's a
ketchup.
swarm? How many rats?
So it's only going to take up like right here, right?
As
So
many
maybe
rats
maybe
That's enough.
maybe it is like a bunch of rats around a kitchen pot or something like that. You know, it's Ratatouille related.
So you want me to look like an idiot? Sounds like.
From afar, people are like, oh, she got a big
Hey,
old bruise on her.
you're not a
knee.
man with a tramp stamp, okay?
Well, Michelle really is the one looking dumb with
Yeah,
the neck
dumb
tattoo
AF.
of freaking sticker and sprinkles.
Dude, my tattoo was nice. Y'all be tripping.
I agree. You
Look,
did a
it
good
was
job.
nice, but on my
Tramp stamp?
On my
Please,
tramp
take a
stamp.
Girl, put it on my forehead. Let me get the
Okay.
best job.
Right.
Who's looking at your tramp stamp besides your wife?
He's got to represent.
know
He's
it's
got to
there.
represent the LFC, okay?
I know it's there.
He got to go out there and be
Nobody's
like,
looking.
woo, and then drop trowel, you know?
Drop a trowel.
Drop the trowel.
Drop a trout.
Oh my god.
All right, who's got one?
I
for me?
feel like I need to come back at you now, Andre.
Go
but
for it.
I
Go-
don't know what.
Go
yet.
hard.
I got one. He does what you do is you put
I'm
in the
scared of
same
hers.
spot, but like one of those really gnarly spiders from Harry Potter, but just the eyes, just like lots of eyes. Oh, on his hand, just a bunch of eyeballs on his hand.
Do you have eyeball issues?
Oh, that's creepy. Wait a second.
Just a bunch of
Spider
eyeballs.
eyes
Yeah, all over your hand.
all over. They only got 8. They
No,
got
but
8
just
eyes.
as many spider eyes as you fit on there.
as many eyes as can fit on my hand.
On the outside?
On the
No,
inside
on the
of my.
inside of his palm.
People are gonna think I am diseased. I'm not. I feel like I shouldn't touch anything with this hand, and it's
Like
not
a
even
cheese grater
tattooed yet.
hand, just spider eyes.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a pretty good one, dear, because I hate it. I hate it a lot. Ah! Even if it was like a bunch of spiders, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But just the eyes is so creepy.
Yeah, dude.
He's shaking his hand.
Like,
Stop! You're gonna break your wrist.
Well, I'm good. Yeah, we'll do it on your left hand since that's your dominant hand.
I'm always writing. I'm just like, hey, look at me.
Oh my.
Okay.
Wow, you guys are evil in a whole nother kind of way.
Oh, I actually was very nice, and then y'all went on a
Very nice.
I thought you were very nice
It
too.
was something that you like. Everything else was things we don't
a
like.
tramp stamp.
Yeah, it's of something you like.
A tramp.
Listeners, you gotta back me up on this. I was nice. It
I
was a
feel like the
nice
tramp
tattoo.
stamp was the
Giving
nicest.
a male a tramp stamp is the nicest you could be.
Yes.
Nah, kings, step up and speak up.
We will not stand for this.
I'm not standing for what Andre did, you nasty.
Originally, I was gonna say a nice Batman tattoo on Andre's chest or something, but now
Why
you
did
don't.
you talk about a tramp stamp?
Is this something you liked?
He likes Batman, he's getting it on the chest?
No, you can get it. Yeah.
Why am I getting it on the tramp stamp?
He's sexy as a Batman right there.
You do not get a sexy one. There you go.
Your tramp stamp's pretty sexy too. Let's be real.
Emily likes it.
No, you did me dirty, Michelle.
No, Emily would
I
love it.
remember.
He has a really nice tramp area. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
It's stampable. It's fine.
Ain't no shame in
I
the
remember
game.
that.
My tramp stamp area is actually pretty terrible. You know, this goes from like
You have a long.
it goes from
torso.
light dark to dark. You know, and it's right on that cusp, right on that line.
No, it's pretty much from your shoulders to your tush. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
well.
all your tramp stamp area.
My whole back.
No, I told Andre he should just get the bat outline and like shade it in. just
Oh, I
right
thought you were
here.
gonna do this.
What?
Wow, this is a family podcast, Louise.
Couple spider eyes right here.
Question. Louise done asking his question. He
Dude,
didn't
I'm
like
not
the
Forky,
answer.
I'm Luis.
He didn't like the answer.
I'm a real boy.
Real boy.
Can't do the crime, don't do time.
Okay,
You know
well,
what I mean.
that has been Louis asked a question. Right in. What?
If you can't do the crime,
Don't.
Don't do the time. That's how it goes, right?
no.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Oh, whatever.
Close.
Anyway, listeners, please write in and let us know what tattoos you would give us.
No, I don't trust any of you people
I do.
anymore.
Location,
Maybe that'll be nice.
size, and subject. I heard that on the mic.
So did
I'm not
everybody.
editing it out either.
Oh.
That's on you.
Okay,
Good God.
we're here to talk about Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is a movie. I'm trying to move on. This movie was directed by George Lucas, written by George Lucas, and stars Ewan McGregor, Hayden
And George
Christensen,
Lucas.
Natalie Portman, and a couple of Lucas's kids. I think they're in here.
Those Modestans, they probably didn't grow up in Modesto.
Yeah, I highly doubt they grew up in Modesto. As soon as George got some money in 1977,
He moved
was like,
along.
Got
Let's
out of this
go.
fan.
Goodbye. But yes, this is the third.
But he left all that graffiti here, isn't he?
He left all the graffiti. American graffiti just happened here in
I
Modesto.
know it doesn't. It takes over the whole city.
All the whole town is littered with old cars, and they look pretty cool. They shine them up nice, but
It's too hot, so then they break down.
that's true. So now they're just all on the side of the road, never to be restarted again. So they say. What else was I saying about this movie?
I don't know.
It came out in 2005, and was the final installment in the Star Wars Prequels trilogy. So at the time, right, the originals had come out in the 70s, 80s, and these movies were coming out in the early 2000s. So Episode 3 was kind of it for
Yeah.
Star Wars. This was the end. This was the last movie that there ever was going to be to
At
our
that point,
to our
yeah.
knowledge, you know. I mean, I'm sure there had been like rumors that George would do a sequel series, a 7, 8, 9 or something like that, but nothing that he had ever, you know, confirmed or said out loud or anything like that. So this was it for Star Wars. And the hype was up there, even though, you know, people weren't in love with the prequels. Let's do some first impressions whilst Michelle is absent.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, I know that I watched it like episode 3 a long time ago, like when it first came out, but I don't honestly remember anything about it. And when I would say things about the prequels, I would be like, they're awful. Right? It was just like a grouping of yuck. And
A group yuck.
Yuck.
what does Ollie say about yuck?
Yuck.
No, she says something yuck.
Yuck butt.
Yuck butt.
It was a whole 2.5 hours of yuck butt.
Yuck butt. So ridiculous.
That's a heck of funny though.
Yuck butt. Anywho. But like I want to say maybe 2 years ago we rewatched them and I thought like, hey, this last one's pretty good. Right. And maybe it's because the other two were so bad that this one like shines.
I think that's definitely part of it.
Because I don't know, I just remember liking it. So when we rewatched it this time, I was excited. And it's not like the greatest movie,
right,
but it is so significantly better that it shines.
Right. Those other two.
So I think they at least did what they they accomplished what they set out to do. And the action was significantly better in this movie than the others. I think personally,
yes, that
it was like visually more stunning. There was less hopping and stuff, but it was, I don't know.
Less hopping, a little less racing, you know?
Yeah.
The freaking pod racing. I just can't.
There was lava racing in this one. That's cooler.
I have nightmares of that pod race.
What was your first impression, Schmoople?
Oh, what were we talking about? Like this last time we watched it, or are we talking about like?
I thought you meant like what movie are we doing?
What are you guys doing here at my house? It's good. It's
say it like Michelle. Upon this viewing.
No.
Nah.
You know, I kind of like this one. No, I can say with confidence, I like this one better than I did the other one.
Right.
Easily.
Yeah.
Because the other one, you just can't look past what's his name's crying all the time. Ugh, sand.
Well, and the Padawan ponies too much.
Padawan ponies?
The Padawan ponies. Yeah, that's true. There's very few Padawan ponies in here. And the ones that are here, you know, they don't last very long.
They got snapped right off.
Sliced off, you know.
I walk in with a Padawan pony into my house, Ems would slice my head off, leaving the pony alive.
That's called a rat tail in this house, okay?
Can you imagine if I grew one of those? Just like keep the rest of my head the same, but I just have a long braid
People
down
do
here.
that.
Yeah,
that's why it's so crazy.
That's wild. That's a wildness.
So the answer is no. I can't imagine.
Gotcha. So my first impression, this movie definitely has always been better than the other two of the prequels in my mind. Always. And I think upon this most recent viewing, I gained like a lot of, like even more respect for it. Because even back in the day, I was upset about like you said that it's like visually stunning, and it is, but then there are it's time. But then there are times when they're like just standing on like static backgrounds, and I can like see how green screeny it is.
Sure.
You know, and that happens a lot throughout the movie. And as compared to like the first one, where I feel like they did go out to the desert at the very least for like Tatooine and stuff like that. But I that didn't bother me as much on this viewing, and I was focusing a lot on Ewan McGregor's performance, and all three of the main cast, honestly. And I think they all kind of brought it. Even Hayden Christensen, who you know, as much as he is lauded as kind of like the weakest link in terms of acting on these prequel movies, I think that he did bring a fair amount of emotion to the role, and just the fact that he was like,
anger.
A lot of anger, which, you know, is definitely part of it. And it helps me make that transition from little baby boy Annie
Yeah.
to Darth Vader a lot
Sure.
a lot smoother. And I think he did a good
Well,
job.
and he did less whining in this one. I think he whined at like one small part, but
Yeah.
like you said, he was more like adulty, and he was feeling more adult emotions than just.
Yeah, I hate sand, and Padme won't let me touch her back.
Which is funny because that was what I thought she was like useless in this movie.
Right, that is another criticism, is that
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Natalie
I mean, she was
Portman.
pregnant, y'all. What do you expect?
Her acting was crap.
But the thing is, I believe, and I didn't actually go back to look at these, but I believe there are deleted scenes where Padme is, even though she's pregnant, she's still a part of the Senate and whatnot, and so she's like meeting up with other senators, and they're talking about how much power the Chancellor has and stuff like that, and they're getting worried about it and that, and then, as the war is ramping up, she's like, hey, this is actually like very bad. This is no good. So I think a lot of those particular scenes were cut, which makes sense in the grand scheming of this particular movie. But in terms of her character, it is
Her
kind
character was really stinky in this.
Right. She
And
got to
because
stay
of
home.
that, because of the plot, she had like no acting to be done.
Right, exactly.
So she was so lackluster.
Every scene she's in, she's like braiding her hair or
Annie.
oh, Annie, I'm just so in love with you. We're blinded by love.
Baby.
Yeah, so
Can you imagine if Michelle had been like that for 9 months? What would you have done?
I'll probably be Darth Vader too, I kid. But yeah, Michelle has had a lot more to do than than Padme has done in this film. I mean, even in the beginning, right? They start off. Anakin comes back from his great heroic adventure or whatever. She's like, Annie, I'm so glad you're back. I haven't seen you forever. And guess what? I'm pregnant. And he's like, oh snap, that's crazy. Well, okay, this is gonna be exciting. It's an exciting time for
Yeah,
us.
you know what though? He was halfway between the thought.
Bro, he went through
was
all the
halfway between,
emotions.
like freaking jumping up for joy, one of the do-goods
he
and
was
stuff.
like,
or he was
oh.
one thought away from like, you know what? I gotta go get some milk. I'll be
yeah.
right back.
Oh snap! I left my lightsaber on Tatooine. I got. Let me get out of here real quick. I'll be back. I'll be
One
back.
step away from Superman going back to freaking
To Krypton. Don't. I'll be right back. Don't worry about it, baby. So yeah. I wish that Padme had a little bit more to do in this movie. Like even as it relates to like what we know is coming in the future. Like she names Luke and Leia at the end of this movie as she's dying, and there's like no rhyme or reason to their name. Like there could have been some backstory for
She
the
didn't
names
know
or
there was
something like that. That's right, two.
Like she didn't know there was 2, and she had 2 names ready to
on
go.
the spotlight. Hey, homie, you about to die? Can you give us a name?
Hey, hook it up.
Luke and Leia.
Luke,
I wouldn't have. I would have been like,
baby one, baby two.
1 and 2.
This is y'all's problem now.
Yeah, she could have been going through names like.
Yeah, there could have been just a little bit more.
I mean, Luke and Leia, L&L.
LNL after A&P, but her father could have been named Luke or something like something.
Yeah.
There could have been a little bit more done there, I think. But overall, this movie is a good one, a good Star Wars, and I enjoyed my time with it. Let's see here. Should we start with some of the plot? Oh wait, actually, I think we have another first impression coming along the way. Let me hold for a moment.
Making its way downtown. Waddling fast. Grace is passing, she's homebound.
Oh, we didn't stop. Oh, I'm still recording.
Oh.
What's your first impression of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, that was part of the whole experience.
Okay. Well, this is definitely my favorite one of the prequels. And it's really good. And I could quote this movie a lot. This is one where it feels like modern enough that I'll go back to watch it. Like sometimes I don't want to watch 4, 5, 6 because they're a little outdated, even though they still hold up.
Sure.
That I feel like I could throw this one on and like be happy about it.
Have a good time.
Like just watch it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones, so I really like it.
Indeedy. Okay, so let's go through the plot a little bit here.
Unrelated, there's always a point in the podcast where my nose ends up in the nubbin. And there's just such a specific smell of my nubbin. I don't want to smell anybody else's because if everyone else is doing the same thing I am, you probably have stinky
It
nubbins.
smells like foam.
There's a variety of smells here.
Sorry.
Me and Louise's nubbins are free of nose juices.
Yes.
Nose juices.
All right.
Okay, so the movie
I don't have
starts.
snot in my nubbin, you meanie head.
That's not what I said.
Oh.
Nose juice.
Well, okay, yeah, that is what I said. The movie starts
Ew.
on Coruscant. Oh wait, I gotta read the crawl, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Ding, ding, a ding, ding, a ding.
Is that how the song goes?
Yeah.
Ding, ding, a ding, ding, a ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Where'd it go? I didn't put the crawl on this website. Excuse me, one moment.
Yeah, that was the pre-part to what you're singing.
There we go. Okay.
I told you it was there.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. War! Exclamation point.
Whoa.
The Republic is crumbling under attacks by the ruthless Sith Lord Count Dooku. There are heroes on both sides. Weird sentence. Evil is everywhere. In a stunning move, the fiendish droid leader, General Grievous, has swept into the Republic capital and kidnapped Chancellor Palpatine, leader of the Galactic Senate. As the separatist droid army attempts to flee the besieged capital with their valuable hostage, 2 Jedi Knights lead a desperate mission to rescue the captive Chancellor.
Dude, General Grievous freaks me out.
I think the reason you're such a good podcast host is because you have lots of alliteration.
Alliteration.
Like you came out there with the freaking
He was in
consonants right there.
choir.
Galactic Senate.
The Galactic Senate.
Yeah, so Grievous has Palpatine, which is interesting from a Palpatine standpoint, right? Knowing that he is the bad guy, why have the bad guy that works for you kidnap you as the good guy, even though you're the bad guy?
He's got plans, okay?
He's got machinations.
Did you see what his freaking fingers were
Years
doing?
ahead. How long has this plot taken him? How many years?
I mean,
Lots.
lots of
Yeah,
years.
he's,
got-
he's
you-
10 years ahead of us.
You gotta figure it's been happening since the
Before
midichlorians
Anakin.
or whatever the
Right.
heck those things we call.
Exactly, the midichlorians.
So
Yeah.
how old is he? Like 20?
Who?
Anakin?
Yeah, Schmanikin.
Oh, at this point, I believe Anakin is like 23, 24, something
So
like
he's
that.
been doing this for a nice...
Yeah, it's been, I think, like 5 years since the last
But
movie.
yeah, because they got married in Lost Moves in like 5 years.
Yeah. So they've been warring. They've been fighting. He grew his hair out. You know, he got rid of the.
He doesn't
Looks
have
good.
Padawan braid.
He got that cool glowing arm.
Looks good.
Even though he's still not a Jedi Knight. Okay.
No, he is a Jedi
Oh, he's a
Knight
Jedi
now,
Knight
but he's
now.
not a Jedi Master.
Oh, well, he can chill out.
As Padawan, Knight, Master.
Okay, he's not a master.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what he's mad about.
So, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they're racing to save the Chancellor. They're in their Jedi Knight pods. They're flying through the space battle above Coruscant, which is cool. They get onto the ship. They kill a couple droids, and then they go to find Chancellor Palpatine in his he's in
just
like
in a chair.
I like how he's in a lair.
Yeah.
And he's...
I thought you
really,
were,
like,
I thought
in
you were
the-
supposed to be captured.
he's
You're
like in the
there.
evil throne room, sitting
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
coolest chair in the room. He's got his
Seriously, I was gonna
little
say
hand
that.
straps on, but he's like,
It's like,
I'm chilling in here.
I'm trapped as the king. Okay, bro.
They're being so mean to me. Somebody's like feeding him grapes out his mouth.
Must be nice,
Yeah.
Palpatine.
So he's hanging out in there.
Basically.
R2 hangs out in the hangar.
R2 was killing me.
R2's killing a lot of stuff in this opening
He
scene.
held his own, man. You
I
gotta
know.
give it to little homie.
R2's the best.
Some battle droids come out there like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on out here? And R2's like, burn. He just like hits them with the oil and lights them on fire and watches them burn to death. It's crazy.
I think R2D2 is my favorite droid.
Oh, God, he's so funny.
R2's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He had to get all of his sass out.
Pretty
Like,
early.
early.
Yeah. Top of the movie. So Anakin and Obi-Wan reach this room that Chancellor Palpatine is trapped in, and he's like, no, wait, it's a trap. There's a Sith Lord, and they're like, and Obi-Wan was like, don't worry, Sith Lords are our speciality. I was like, oh snap! He said that he's the one with the consonants out here. Speciality.
I know.
I love him.
So this time we'll do it together. They fight Count Dooku as he comes out. And they do much better than they did in the second movie,
Do it.
right? They didn't have to have Yoda come and help them out.
Do it.
They were able to get it on their own.
I'm just waiting for you to do it a third time.
Do it.
At one point, Obi-Wan gets knocked out, and
Real
a
quick.
platform lands on him.
Pretty easily, like, dude.
He gets knocked out pretty easily, and also the platform that lands on him, it looks pretty rough. Like, it smashes down on his body and then just slides it a couple of inches. And I was like, oh, snap, he doesn't look great. So Anakin has to finish the fight
And he
alone.
literally gets up and walks away. It's fine.
Anakin has to finish the fight alone. He unarms Count Dooku, quite literally. He cuts off both of his hands and picks up his lightsaber and does a double crosses. And then Chancellor Palpatine is like, yes, good job, Anakin. Now, kill him.
Do it. I literally used to say that so much on. I still do.
Yeah, used to. Do it. Sometimes you'd be asking me for a massage. She's like, do it.
Dishes. Do it.
And I'm like, I shouldn't. It's not the Jedi way. So Anakin beheads Count Dooku, and it's cool when the Chancellor is telling him to kill him, and Count Dooku's looking at the Chancellor like, "Hey man, I work for you, dog. Like, what's happening? I didn't know I was fired. I didn't know I was getting fired today. That's rude. You made me come into work." So Anakin does it.
You
And-
told me to kidnap you
Right.
with Grievous.
I thought we were ending the war. What happened? So he chops off Count Dooku's head, and Anakin at first is like, "Ooh, that felt kind of weird. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. That was kind
Yeah,
of crazy."
it's so hard to kill Count Dooku, but you could kill children.
Well,
That's what I was
you know.
He already killed all kinds of children.
That's right.
It was
the
so
women
hard to kill
and the
Dooku. I
children.
shouldn't have done that. Okay, Anakin.
Well, he's feeling conflicted about
He's
this.
a hypocrite.
Because he had been unarmed.
You think those children were armed?
Anyway, the Chancellor's like, well, whatever. Don't mind them. Good job, Anakin. Let's get out of here. Tip top.
Once again, Obi-Wan doesn't see anything bad that
Well,
Anakin does.
Obi-Wan is knocked out at this point.
But he gets up pretty spryly in 3 seconds.
So Anakin is like, wait, we gotta grab Obi-Wan. And the Chancellor's like, leave him there. He's dead. He's definitely dead. And Anakin goes, his fate will be the same as ours. And then he carries him on his back for
That's
a
true.
good 5 minutes, right? They go out to the elevators. He's on his back.
He wakes up on the elevator. I'm like, whoa.
Right. They have to climb down the elevator. He's on his back. And Obi-Wan eventually wakes up and he's like, oh my God, what happened? Where's Count Dooku at? They make their escape from the ship. Or actually, no, they don't escape from the ship. They make their way through the elevators as the ship begins to crash because the war outside has shot down the ship that they're on, basically.
Yeah, they're on the Titanic now.
They are now on the Titanic. They meet General Grievous in his command deck or whatever. And General Grievous is a new character to the movie, but to the war, he has been the leader of the droid army for quite some time now. Interesting that he wasn't like hanging out in the background of the second movie, when they were all on the arena planet or whatever. He
Did
should
they
have
mention him?
I don't think he was mentioned either. So his character was introduced in a cartoon series called The Clone Wars. This is a 2D version of the Clone Wars, not the 3D one that came out later. But on this one, it shows General Grievous like leading the droid army and fighting Mace Windu and killing a couple of other Jedi and taking their lightsabers and stuff like that. Which is cool. But then he shows up in this. He's all big. He's all tall. He's got breathing problems for some reason. I think George just has a thing with breathing
Is this
problems.
a dude who was human but just kept replacing himself with machine parts?
I believe so. Well, not human. I think he's an alien, right? But he had a biological body, and yes,
He only has a heart left and an eyeball.
He replaced all of his parts except for his terrible lungs with robot parts.
So he was an alien.
Yeah, I think he was an alien.
Okay, so he was still not fully metal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a guy.
He's like
at
the
one
most
point.
cyborg you'll ever get.
Yeah, I mean,
Did he have a full metal jacket though?
He does now.
I was like,
He
trying to be
lungs,
funny?
a heart, and an eye.
Yeah. I don't know how he replaced every single part of his body, but he's still like, General Kenobi. Come on, dog. Fix that too. Jesus Christ.
He's a smoker. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a heavy smoker.
He's my Aunt Bertha.
So, General Grievous, he escapes. He gets on an escape pod. He jettisons all the rest of the escape pods. And as the ship is going down, Anakin and Obi-Wan have to get on the command deck and pilot the rest of the ship down onto Coruscant. They lose the back half of the ship. They land. They are guided in, and Obi-Wan says, "Oh, another happy landing," because he's the best. Let's see. From there,
Seems to take a lot of credit for his stuff. Like he's really just a passenger for.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call him.
He didn't do too much.
Anakin was like, dude, I go in there and save you all the time.
Right.
At this movie, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna believe that now.
Exactly.
Like,
He
it's
does,
true.
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is that Anakin is
The best of what he does.
prodigy. Once again, he's only like 23 or 24 years old. You know, Obi-Wan's over here, pushing 40. He's a Jedi Master or whatever. But Anakin is almost on the same level as him, Jedi talents wise. It's just the wisdom part that he hasn't.
He's
that he
caught
hasn't
up
got
really
quite
fast
yet. Yes. He's a hothead. He's a little hot shot. So they come back. Anakin's a hero. He gets to meet Padme again, and she's like, "Annie, oh my God, I have wonderful news. I'm pregnant. What are we gonna do?" And he's
Why are you
like,
so good at that?
I mean,
You sound just like her.
It's like I'm watching the movie.
and Anakin, he is definitely conflicted at this point. He's like,
That's
"This is
wonderful.
wonderful. I am very happy about all of this that's happening."
And then
right
he
now."
just takes it to the next level of like anxiety father. Like, bro, you gotta take a chill pill.
Right. He
Immediately he's like,
I'm having dreams. You're not gonna make it. Oh, it's not looking good. What are we gonna do, Padme?
what happened last time you were having dreams, bro? He still doesn't realize that the dreams are planted in his head.
That's another thing. Is that the last time he had those dreams, the person that he
true.
was dreaming about, she died. He made it to her, but she still died. So this time he's like, I am determined. Nobody is gonna die. And he fails. He fails pretty miserably at that. So yeah, he begins having dreams of Padme dying in childbirth, right? So the war continues on.
And she's not that worried. She's like, oh, it's a dream.
You're right. Yeah,
whatever.
she's like, I'm gonna be fine. I think I'm okay.
She's like, I feel fine. Doctors probably said she's fine. I don't know. But he gets like stuck in his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he does have anxiety. You're right. He has those
on another
He has
level.
those intrusive thoughts.
Good Lord.
That
at all
freaking
times.
Palpatine's putting in his head. so.
Exactly.
Hold on though, is he putting that in his head? Because it actually
Yeah.
comes true.
So I think
Because he did it.
well,
But yes.
no, I think what Palpatine is doing is just kind of like sending dark clouds over Anakin's
Yeah.
head. He's not necessarily saying that like. He's not like making a little dream and going like, Padme's gonna die. I don't think
so
that's
he's
what he's
sending
doing.
dark clouds that are.
Well, he's manipulating him.
He's manipulating him.
It could be the future, but the future is never set in stone, like what Yoda says. Like that could happen, but I can't see that far. Like there's always another
Right.
thing.
I mean, it happened twice. At this point, if I'm Anakin, it's absolute.
So-
if I'm having a dream, it's coming true.
Exactly. So the thing about the
It's
Jedi
his fault, though.
The thing about the Jedi foresight is that is real. Some Jedi can see the
Yeah.
future, But you're right that Yoda is also correct in that the future is not set in
So
stone.
that's why he's always like, I can't see because he's conflicted.
Right.
Right
So I
now.
think he's seeing a possibility and getting stuck on that possibility, and it becomes a
But
self-fulfilling
yes,
prophecy.
if I was
basically.
Anakin, I would definitely feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
But the actions you would take might be a little different. Might be like,
Yeah.
hey, let's go to a doctor. Hey, maybe we should go back to Naboo where I know you're going to be safe. Hang out there for a cool
maybe I
year and
shouldn't
a
choke
half.
you out at the end of the movie.
Yeah, maybe
Oh my God.
maybe I don't need a new job right now. Maybe I'll just take a sabbatical from the one I'm on instead of getting a new boss.
But no, he has to be.
So yeah, I think it's the self-fulfilling prophecy
Right,
that's
right.
got Anakin all in a
in a
tizzy.
tizzy.
So Anakin and Obi-Wan are hanging out, and Obi-Wan gives Anakin the job of spying on the Chancellor, because the Chancellor has requested that Anakin be put on the Jedi Council, which is the highest level of Jedi you can be, right? And nobody Anakin's age has ever been on the council before.
And nobody wants him there.
Right? Yeah. No
Well,
one
he's
else
too
on
young.
the
He's not
on the
a Jedi
council wants him
Master.
there.
And they're
Right.
like, that's real suspicious that Palpatine wants you on here.
Right. So if
Also,
he's
I
gonna
don't
put you
know
here,
who hasn't been babysitting Anakin because he just been going off of Palpatine all the time. Like,
That is true.
that's the thing.
not watching him.
I think, like, when he was a Padawan, it was like he is by Obi-Wan's side at almost all times. But once he graduated to Jedi Knight sometime after Episode 2, he's like
But he
he's
was-
like
he
he's like
was-
he's his own detective now.
wasn't
And
he still meeting with Palpatine in Episode 2?
yes.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. They weren't paying attention.
Yeah, but I'm saying like now he is his own. He's his own space cop, right? He makes his own hours or whatever.
I'm my own
he
space
does whatever
cop.
he wants in his off time, and what he does in his off time is go talk to his faux daddy.
Yeah.
So now
Faux daddy.
the Jedi Council and Chancellor Palpatine are pitting Anakin against one another.
And I won't even lie, I do feel bad for him in that respect. Like, they're putting him in an impossible situation.
It's a bad situation.
It is.
Right? There's this guy I've been talking to. He's been really nice to me my entire life. He's pretty cool. I don't think you guys should be asking me to spy on him.
And honestly, nicer than Obi-Wan's been to him in most situations.
I mean, yeah, but that's the
you, Mace Windu.
Yeah, that's
You ain't never been nice to me.
I don't know if Mace Windu's ever been nice to anybody,
But he's also like, they're not going to make me a master. I'm so mad. I'm like, chill out.
Right,
bro.
he gets very frustrated.
And Obi-Wan is
with the
trying to
Jedi.
be like, this is like a
This
big
is
deal.
a wonderful
Like,
opportunity for you. Just be patient, dude. Just chill out in this position for as long as you can, and then you'll get made a master in like 2 years. It's gonna be dope. Okay, it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait. So
No, he can't wait.
yeah, he cannot wait. So I feel like I'm skipping some stuff.
We wouldn't be dead, sir.
Yeah, correct. I feel like I'm skipping some things, but eventually Obi-Wan gets word that General Grievous is hiding out in the Utapau system. So if he goes there and kills Grievous or apprehends him or whatever, then the war can be over.
No, I don't think you're missing anything. That's what
And we could
happens
be-
because they separate pretty quickly.
They separate
in the
pretty
movie.
quick. Yes, yes.
And it's like the last time he sees Anakin as Anakin.
Right. He sees his buddy. He's like, don't worry about it, dog. You're on the council now. Everything's going to be chill. I'm going to go kill Grievous. I'll see you later. Bye, buddy. Bye, best friend. See you soon, best
The
friend.
last time.
Well, and they did say, like, he asked for that job.
Right. He did want
He
it.
did.
He did want to be on the council, for sure.
No, didn't he ask for the job to go get Grievous?
Oh, yes.
Obi-Wan?
No,
Anakin.
Anakin.
Oh, yeah.
Anakin.
They wanted him to spy instead.
Right. Exactly.
Well, now we're thinking, like, you should have let him go get Grievous. Come on.
So yeah, that's and I think that's another machination by Palpatine, because I believe he's the one who asks him when Palpatine sits down with Anakin and they're at the opera, right? The opera's going, it's flowing. He's like,
Luis is
"Anakin."
like, this looks like a...
Abe Lincoln.
He's like, this is like an Abe Lincoln situation right
Better
here.
watch out! Look behind you at all times. So he's in there. He's talking to Anakin, and he's like, "Oh, Anakin, the Jedi have asked you to do something untoward towards me,
He knew
haven't
that
they?
was gonna happen.
Haven't they? They've asked
You
you
know
to
what I
spy on me. Yes,
'Cause
I
I
knew it.
appointed
I knew
you.
it. Oh, the Jedi, they want to seize my power. They're trying to be all power hungry. They don't want me to be as powerful as I am."
Well, and Padme doesn't agree with it either. She's
You
like,
sounded like, what's her name from Harry Potter?
Trelawney, the tea leaves in your cup.
well, and Padme like doesn't agree either. She's like, maybe now that you're spying on him, you can convince him to like step
Chill out.
down on his powers
Yeah.
because it's becoming a dictatorship
It's
and not
becoming
a
a
republic.
dictatorship. But Anakin's little retort to that is like, but it's working. The war is almost over, and everything's gonna be peaceful. And as long as good homie is in his pot of power, then everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's been led to believe. That if Chancellor Palpatine continues being the Chancellor, then everything will be fine. Everything will be chill. So as he's talking to Anakin in the opera, he's like, you know what, Anakin? Actually, like, I'm feeling some conflicting feelings from you. I understand that this is like a tough position for you to be in, and you seem stressed out. I know you got a lot going on at home, stuff like that. Have you ever heard of the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And Anakin's like, Darth Plagueis the Wise? No, I haven't. And
All those Jedi, they don't want to tell you everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, how have you not put together by now that your friend is a creep?
yeah,
That your friend is a creep.
but I think
I think he's looking for a creep though.
yeah, that's the thing, is that he is a solution to a problem right now. And he's like, okay, so Darth Plagueis, he was this really cool dude, and he figured out how to keep people from dying. And I think, you know, it could be done. Like, he never really figured it out. He got killed by his apprentice. That was a cool day.
It was me.
but I think
Guess who?
I think it could be figured out. And Anakin's like, whoa, is it possible to learn this power? And he goes, not from a Jedi.
And he's like,
He might as well have started evilly laughing at that point.
Please, Castle, help.
and then he goes to Padme. He's like, I have a way to save you.
Right, yeah. You're not gonna die, Padme. You're not gonna die in childbirth. I promise. I swear to you.
And she's like, chill the
she's
F
like,
out.
I know. Everything's gonna be
If
fine.
I want to die, I'll die.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna die when I won't
You
die.
leave me alone, Travis.
So it's at this point where,
Bud.
yeah, he tells Anakin, like, you should be the one to go kill General Grievous and end the war. You're the clear choice, right? You should be the one to go do it. So when it gets brought up, they're like, hey, we know where General Grievous is hiding. He's in the Utapau system. We should send somebody there. Let's pick, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Obi-Wan, you go. You're the clear choice. And Anakin goes like, yeah, I guess Obi-Wan's the clear choice. Fine. He's a big old baby. So
We need to start recording you, dude.
Emily and I have been just watching.
I'm just
you.
watching the Andre show right now.
It's great.
So Anakin proceeds to be pissy, right? He's not happy about this. Obi-Wan's like, okay, cool, I'll go out there and take care of him. He goes to Utapau. He faces off with General Grievous. He goes, hello there. And then
He's
Oh, the
so
best line.
ridiculous.
and then General Grievous goes, General Kenobi, you fool. I have been trained in your Jedi arts. And then he pulls out 4 lightsabers. And then he starts spinning them around with his little hands.
It's like Luis's nunchuck.
Yeah, just like
thing.
Luis's nunchuckies.
That's where I got the idea, homie.
You scared me.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
I'm surprised your feet weren't going for the other two. He had both arms going.
He has 4 arms and 2 feet. Until Obi-Wan cuts off 2 of those hands, and then he's got 2 stumps, 2 arms, and 2 feet. Cool guy Grievous.
Dude, he's like flexible too. He like gets in one of the car once. He does like a backflip. I was like, what the?
Oh my
heck
goodness,
is
yeah,
that?
he's all on his. He's like on.
Ooh,
he's
that's
like
Like a bug.
he's like a big metal spider.
yeah.
So Obi-Wan and Grievous
Oh yeah,
fight.
she did not like
I did
that.
not enjoy that.
Obi-Wan.
Did you like Obi-Wan's pet?
Yeah, Obi-Wan hops on a big lizard.
I thought that was funny, but Luis was very upset about the noises it was making.
Dude, they could hear him coming a mile away with the echo in that dang.
Yeah, they were in like a tunnel.
Like a tunnel, but
There's
maybe
no way they did not.
maybe
hear
these
him.
gigantic lizards are indigenous to this place, and they hear these sounds all the time.
Yeah.
Not buying it.
Hey, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
So Obi-Wan gets to a point where
No, the lizard didn't bother me that much.
they're chasing each other. They're facing off. Obi-Wan gets he drops his lightsaber, but he gets the upper hand on Grievous. He grabs a blaster and he shoots him right in his little fleshy heart. He goes pew pew, and it goes and it just
he
explodes him from
explodes.
the inside. It was very gross.
Now we got to flash back to.
was a hell
We
of
got to go back to
civilized.
Anakin.
Does he
now.
say
Yes.
savage? What does he
Says
say?
how uncivilized.
So
Such
Anakin,
such an Englishman.
Anakin goes to Palpatine and he's all pissy because they sent Obi-Wan, right,
Yeah.
and not him. And then
He's like, I knew this would happen.
freaking Palpatine is just like telling him everything. He's like, listen up. I'm Darth Sidious. he says it without saying it.
Oh, 100.
He's like, the power that you want to have is from the dark side. And Anakin's like, you know the dark side? And he's like, yes, I know the dark side.
And he's like, you're the Sith we've
right.
been looking for.
So
And he's like,
Anakin-
no.
Anakin at this point is like, hey, wait a minute. Are you bad? Are you not like a totally chill dude that's my dad? Or what's going on
Technically,
here?
it could
I'm about to rat you out. And he does. He goes to the Jedi Council. He talks to Mace Windu. He's like, you're never going to believe this, but the most evil dude you've ever met in your life, he's an evil dude. It's crazy. And Mace Windu is like, oh, I really don't believe this. This is kind of crazy. But if what you told me is true, then you have my respect and my trust.
And I need to
whatever.
go check it
So
out.
I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to go arrest
Not
him.
you.
I'm taking my homies.
Not you. You've been compromised, okay?
Right. Yeah, he's like, Anakin, I think you're a little too close to the situation. Why don't you just stay here in the Jedi Council chambers and wait for us to get back? Just stay right there. Don't move a muscle.
Like, what did he was like, oh, I want to kill Palpatine. No, you wouldn't,
Well,
Anakin.
and the thing is,
But on that though,
Mm-hmm.
they are like in that respect. I understand their headspace, but they're literally putting him in a corner.
yes, it's a terrible
They
corner
are,
for
but
him
he's
to
been
be in.
compromised.
He's definitely been compromised. But
But
they
what I
also
mean in
don't
the corner
fully
is
know
like
that.
you stay in this room, sitting
Yeah.
in that chair, Anakin.
Don't you move. Stay right
That's
there,
Mace
buddy.
Windu.
No lunch for you.
Yeah.
Freaking Mace Windu. I'm sorry. He's such a pain.
So Anakin is like sitting in there. He's sitting in the Jedi Council chambers, sitting in like Yoda's chair or whatever.
He's like, but
he's
I
like,
can save Pappy.
yeah, and he's hearing voices in his head, and it's coming from Chancellor Palpatine. He's like, you won't be able to save her unless I'm still alive. They're going to kill me.
Dude,
Wouldn't want that to happen, would you? So he's stewing in there. He's like, I don't want to go. He goes and I think he talks to Padme for a hot sec.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't worry, everything's chill. I'm just gonna go over here. Don't mind me. Bye. And he goes to the Chancellor's office or whatever. In the Chancellor's office, Mace Windu and
No, he gets mad. No, he goes to visit her,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, has Obi-Wan been here?
right.
And she's like, yeah.
She's like,
why?
yeah, he was here the other day.
He's like, why is Obi-Wan here?
Why
Mrs.
was
Steel Girl.
Obi-Wan here? Huh?
He knows about us and he wants to help us. And he's like, what the?
I think that's actually after he's taken his new position. I believe.
Obi-Wan is Mr. Stereo Girl, okay?
Yeah. So
Let him.
but that is
Obi-Wan or Anakin.
that is another thing is that in Anakin's dreams of Padme dying, Obi-Wan is there.
he saw that?
He saw that.
Yeah, he did see
I,
it.
I lost that point.
Yeah. So
yeah. Because Obi-Wan is like,
Padme's
"Come on,
dying,
Padme, it's
and
okay."
Obi-Wan is like, "It's okay, Padme. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. push out baby number 2." So Obi-Wan is on his mind as being part of the reason or partially responsible for Padme dying. You know, all in his head once again. So as he's stewing, Mace Windu is confronting Chancellor Palpatine in his office.
Pretty sick fight.
It's very cool because they go in there and Anakin just told them that he's a Dark Lord of the Sith or whatever, and they're like, all right, well, he's a pretty feeble old man. We're gonna go in there
Like, you under
and
arrest.
light him up. You're under arrest. Lightsabers ignite, and he's like, you'll all die. And he pops out his lightsaber and he's like, ah! And he rushes
the noises
towards
that
them.
guy makes.
I know, they're amazing. He's like, ah, 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 ah. And he starts slicing dudes up. He immediately stabs a dude in the chest. He cuts another lady in the face or whatever.
So he didn't go by himself. I don't know why I'm thinking that Mace Windu
there
went by
was like a
himself.
couple
didn't go
other
by
people,
himself.
but he slayed those
He
people real
brought,
quick.
yeah, I think he
Okay.
brought 2 other Jedi with him. 3 Jedi against
They were
one
gone.
old senator. You'd think he'd be okay, but he was wrong because them other 2 got knocked out quick. So Mace Windu fights Chancellor Palpatine, and he is holding his own. I think that if there wasn't any intervention in this fight, that Mace Windu would have won.
Agreed.
If
I think
Anakin
so.
hadn't come, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was like probably 4 seconds from death.
Right. Yeah, it was about to be over. So Anakin comes running in and he's like, "No! Don't do it!" And
It's
he was-
not the Jedi way.
and Mace
He's like,
Windu.
I gotta kill this motherfucker.
That's right. Mace Windu is like, I gotta kill this dude because he's got too much power. If we arrest him, he's just gonna get out of jail. You know how the court systems work. Freedom ain't free or whatever. And Anakin.
Do it.
Yeah, he loses his mind, and also the Chancellor's being very manipulative here. He's like, "Oh, Anakin, he's killing me!"
Yeah,
as he's shooting lightning from his fingertips.
Makes him look old as crap. I'm like, you're just playing this up.
That was another interesting point too, in that, like, you know, obviously in the later movies he looks more decrepit and evil, but I thought that was kind of just like an overtime thing. But as we get to this point in the movie, he's shooting lightning out of his fingertips, and Mace Windu is like blocking it back at him, and the lightning is causing him to become older and uglier and evil.
Yeah,
but in a pretty neat kind of fashion. He doesn't have any like uneven sides of his face or anything like that. So I kind of
looks like Smeagol as he transforms into
Gollum. Yeah, and I think that is kind of like a natural descent into ugliness that evil kind of gives you, you know? And I don't think he's upset about it. Palpatine.
Nah.
You know, I think he's like, "Oh, nice, I'm gonna look so cool after this." So he's like,
"This matches my soul."
Yeah, exactly. So he's shooting his lightning tips. He's like,
is that in this one?
Oh, yes.
No.
I cannot.
So
this movie's so fun to
he's
quote.
like, Anakin, I'm dying, I'm losing, I'm falling, I'm failing. Oh, please, Anakin, what are you going to do to save me?
You're not even watching him.
And
it's a whole freaking thing over here.
Please, Anakin, my face is so ugly, my eyes are yellow, Anakin, please. And then Anakin finally breaks down and loses it. He cuts off Mace Windu's hands, just like he did with Count Dooku. And then, at this point, the Chancellor's like, no, you die! And then he shoots his bolts of lightning out of Mace Windu. And then he goes flying out the window, right? Goodbye. All the way, he goes really far.
Oh yeah, that homie's dead.
You thought about it.
Literally like 10 buildings down.
Right.
Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, on the
Good luck finding that body.
on the 5,000th floor of the Chancellor's office or whatever.
Bye, Mace.
Yeah, Mace. We hardly knew ye.
But she had a cool purple lightsaber.
Yeah, I did.
So he's dead, and Anakin's like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And the Chancellor's like, "Oh, you did good." This is where he does his most evil voice ever. He's like, "Good, Anakin, good." And it's like, ugh, why do you like this so much?
Now take your place as my new apprentice. Master. He's so upset about it too.
You will
He's
be
like,
known as Darth Vader.
And Anakin's like so upset. He's like, I don't
Come and
wanna-
be like, where'd you come up with that?
Yeah.
Have you been chewing on that for a while?
I think he has, you know. I think because I imagine that the Chancellor found out that Padme was pregnant pretty early on, you know, and he's like, "Oh, he's gonna be a daddy." Vader, father, Vader, father, Vader, Darth Vader.
Darth Father.
He's like, "I'm so smart." So he. Anakin pledges fealty to the Chancellor.
And he's so upset about it when he does it. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, only with me can we discover the true secret into saving Padme's life.
In like
he gives any shit about her.
She's probably due soon, and he's like, we're gonna figure it out.
Right.
I'm like, he doesn't even know, homie.
But also, Anakin should have been like, wait, I thought you told me like 2 weeks ago that you already knew how to do this. He's like, no. I said we'll discover it together. It'll be fun. It's like a science project. Come on. So
Like a science project.
so
Pretty much.
Anakin is,
And she's our first test subject.
yes, exactly.
Oh, now he got to execute.
So Anakin is now fully devoted to the Chancellor, and the Chancellor is like, all right, it is go time,
he
baby.
says, go to the Jedi Temple and take care of him.
Go to
and
Jedi
execute
Temple.
Order 666.
He's like, the Jedi are against me. They're trying to take all my power. They're going to use this as a moment, and we can't let it happen. Let's go execute Order 66. Kill every kid under 5 that you possibly can. Go for it.
Jedi genocide.
Murk them all. And Anakin's like, okie dokie.
Yeah, and Yoda's like on the Wookiee planet helping them with the war. He's
on
like,
Kashyyyk.
He like feels something. He's like, oh my god.
Oh, that didn't feel good. What did I eat earlier? Hang on a second. Oh my goodness.
Those frogs.
That Wookiee cookie.
Frogs.
Wookiee cookie.
The Wookiee cookie.
Made with frogs.
So yes, Chancellor Palpatine enacts Order 66, where he calls all the clones on
Which
the
he's
phone.
also been chewing on for a while.
Exactly.
Because he owns the army.
He does a mass call. He's like, hey guys, execute Order 66, and they're like, you got it, bro. And they all just kill any Jedi in sight. Every clone trooper is auto-programmed to when
Obi-Wan
they hear
gets shot
execute
at.
Order 66, pop off.
But Obi-Wan, but they hit his animal, right?
Yes.
Instead of him.
So on
What was
the
his
power,
name? Captain
Obi-Wan is
Cody?
that. Yes, Captain Cody.
Dude.
Luke.
Captain
Out of
Cody.
all the names in this universe, it's like you have like Rio. Then you have like Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Cody.
Window.
Cody.
You know what makes that even funnier is that Cody's a clone. So Cody and all of his brothers, they're all just like numbers or whatever. So
Yeah.
they get to pick their own names. He chose Cody. He had any name in the universe. He was like, Cody, that's my name. I'm gonna be Cody, dude.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, even right before Order 66 is executed, Cody he picks up Obi-Wan's lightsaber. He's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, you dropped this, dog. You better take this. You're gonna need it." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, Cody. I can always count on you." And then he's like, "Execute Order 66." I'm like, kill him.
He's like, oh, well, I gotta kill him.
Uh-oh.
So.
Cody's like, bye, Obi-Wan.
So then this becomes the most like devastating scene in Star Wars, right? We see a montage of Jedi getting killed. We see Ki-Adi-Mundi get shot up. We see Twilight get shot up. We see them shoot down Obi-Wan's pet lizard, which was sad. And then Obi-Wan like falls into the water, out of sight, out of view, or whatever. Anakin takes a troop of clone troopers to the Jedi Temple, and he just starts slicing everybody up. He's like,
Hey, are you a kid?
Slice.
Slice.
Anakin,
Master Skywalker, what are we gonna do? He's like, you're gonna die is what you're gonna do.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's sad. It's terrible.
Kid was so cute too.
Yeah,
That
I
kid
know.
was very cute with his little Padawan pony.
What are we going to do?
Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Don't give me more.
we see Bail Organa, because this attack happens simultaneously
Everywhere.
across the galaxy.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yoda like falls to the ground. He's like, I gotta get out of
Right,
here.
so Yoda's on Kashyyyk,
Chewbacca, help hide
and
me.
he's like, Chewbacca, they're coming for us. We gotta get out of here. He cuts off a couple clone troopers' heads or whatever, and then they fight their way out. He's like, back to Coruscant, I must go. And then Chewbacca's there, and he's like, okay, bye, my best friend Yoda,
Bye,
who I
my
knew.
friend.
So Yoda's on his way back to Coruscant. Obi-Wan makes his way back to Coruscant. We see Bail Organa, the senator. He goes to the Jedi Temple because he's like, hey, what's going on here? And then he sees a bunch of clone troopers shoot a Padawan kid. And he's like, hey! And they're like, get out of here. That's not your business. He's like, all right, fine, I'm out of here. So he dips out and leaves, but he definitely knows that something
He contacts
is amiss.
Yoda and Obi-Wan.
Yes, and he's like,
tells them what happened.
y'all can meet up with me because I'm still chill. I'm the realest senator out there.
And he is though.
Senator.
He is. He's a very nice man.
What's that guy's name?
The actor?
Bail Organa. Is,
No,
is
the actor.
Oh, the actor is Jimmy Spitz.
Spitz?
Jimmy Smits.
Smits.
S-M-I-T.
Smits is better than Spitz.
Let's see. Jimmy Smits, I think he was popular in the 90s. Let me see.
He's on the Obi-Wan show.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, good.
Same guy. Yeah.
I like him.
Well, they kept like the actors the same, which is
Yes.
nice.
Oh, cool.
He was on NYPD Blue from 1994 to 2004. So that's what he's famous.
I can't pretend like I watched that.
Yeah,
but-
I don't watch those
I
kind
didn't
of
either,
shows.
but people are quite familiar with old
Spitz.
Space Jimmy.
Spitz.
Spitz. So Obi-Wan and Yoda are like, okay, so this was an attack against the Jedi, and we know that the Jedi Temple got blown up. They must be calling Jedi back to the temple. Let's go over there and check it out and rewrite that message so we
it's
tell
not like
everybody
a
to
trap.
stay away.
Yeah.
They go there. There's still a bunch of clone troopers. They murk them pretty quick. They sweep the floor with them. And then they're looking around and like, oh my god, this is terrible. This is terrible. Who could have done this?
They rewrite it.
They see that all the kids have like lightsaber slashes against their chests and faces or whatever,
I know.
and they're like,
he's like, this
done
is
by
not...
lightsaber. This must have been. And they're like, this is a weird predicament.
Yoda already knows, and he's like, Obi-Wan, do not look at that footage. Only pain you will find.
Only pain you will find at the archives is where you are going. And Obi-Wan's like, I gotta know. I gotta find out.
Obi-Wan already knows too.
So Obi-Wan looks at the archival footage. He sees not only Anakin killing all of the younglings, but also Anakin like pledging fealty to Sidious. Right? He sees that. He's like, oh no. Yoda, don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. I'll go kill the Chancellor. Yoda's like, sorry, bud. You gotta go kill your friend.
He's like, I won't kill him.
He's like, I won't kill him. I won't do it. He's like, your friend is gone.
No longer Anakin.
Dead he is.
He is. Only Darth Vader.
Right. So I think at this point, Obi-Wan goes to see Padme.
Yeah.
And he's like, Padme, is there anything you want to tell me about Anakin? You seen him recently? And
Some has gone down.
She's like, I mean, no, I haven't seen him since like yesterday or whatever, but I think everything's
And
fine.
he tells her what.
And he's like, I've seen some very troubling stuff. I saw him killing younglings, killing a bunch of Jedi. Like, there's no black and white about it.
Not my Annie.
He bad, and he gotta go. And she's like, I don't like this. I'm not gonna tell you where he is. I believe he has been sent to the Mustafar system to go deal with the separatist leaders, and she knew that.
And that's so sad.
So she doesn't tell Obi-Wan where he is.
He knows that they're together. He's like, is he the father?
Anakin's the father, isn't he? And she's like, he's like, oh no. Oh, bother.
Dude, and that's such a sucky situation for Obi-Wan to be in too.
I mean, yeah, because he definitely
like,
suspected, right?
She's pregnant. I don't want to kill the father, but he's also a psycho.
Yeah, he's got to go down. So Padme is worried at this point. She's like, oh, I better go talk to my hubby and see what's going on, see if any of this stuff is true. So she makes a trip to Mustafar, and Obi-Wan sneaks onto her ship. She gets there. Anakin has murdered all the separatist leaders, which is funner to watch him do than murder the children. You know, it's like, okay, well, these guys have been bad guys since the first movie. We can kill them.
What's the guy's name? Viceroy?
Yeah,
Viceroy Gunray.
I really love
that guy.
That guy's
dude.
funny. But I like how Palpatine is just like, should I be calling him Darth Sidious at this point?
Sure.
He's like, kill Viceroy. And he's like, no, but we're friends.
We had a deal.
We had a deal. We said that there would be peace. And like, peace out, son. So he kills all of them. He's just brooding over there on Mustafar. He's just with his hood up, looking all sad and stuff like that. He's like, I did it. I killed everybody. And Padme shows up. And she's in a very nice outfit, honestly. I really like it.
It's cute.
With her belly all showing out and stuff.
She'd be cute.
She runs. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's 9 months pregnant. She's running like that with twins. She runs to where Anakin is. She's like, Anakin, what's going on? Obi-Wan, he told me terrible things that you were killing younglings.
Obi-Wan,
that you were evil. That you're on the dark side. And he's like, Obi-Wan don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy. He's stupid. He's dumb. And then Obi-Wan's standing up there with his hands on his hips. He's like, oh hell no.
Obi-Wan came here.
You brought him here.
Obi-Wan.
You betrayed me, and then he starts choking her.
He literally chokes her out.
He's like,
well, I know before this she was like, I don't know who you are anymore.
Right.
She was like, we're basically done.
Yeah. This has to be Anakin. You're breaking my heart. You know, you're breaking my heart. Just like that.
Sounded like Miss Piggy.
Don't carry me. You're breaking my heart.
And he's
Can
like,
you
if you're not
imagine if
with
they
me?
redid it with Muppets? That would be
if you're not
so
with
funny.
me, you're against me. I can't remember. Something like that.
Yes. If
And
you're
he
not
chokes
with
her
me,
out.
then you're my enemy.
And he just
Yeah.
freaking chokes
That's
her out
the
like that.
dumbest thing ever,
Yeah,
dude.
he's full of anger. And he's like, Anakin, let her go. Obi-Wan is heated right now. He takes off his robe.
I love Obi-Wan.
So Padme
And it's
is,
a boss fight.
Padme is on the ground, right? She is not doing
She
well.
out.
She is lights out, which is not good
alive,
for a
but-
pregnant lady. I think C-3PO drags her onto the ship or something like that, because
Yeah.
Obi-Wan doesn't do. Obi-Wan's got to fight right now.
He's gotta mess this dude
Yeah,
up.
they start doing their circles.
After that, I would be like, nah, I'm done with
Right.
him.
And
Choked out your wife. I think we're done.
yeah. And he's like,
stuff,
Anakin,
Mace.
you're bad. This is not good. You're turning evil. He's like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. He says, well, then you are lost. Well, do what I must. And he pulls out his lightsaber. He's all cool. And
Yeah, at this point, Obi-Wan is like, oh,
Anakin's like, you will try. And then it's like a solid 30 minutes of
Yeah.
them beating each other up. And it's pretty awesome.
I'd rather have 30 minutes of that than pod racing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, I love
exactly.
I love all this scene.
This was a really good fight
So they're fighting.
sequence.
And as they're fighting, the second plane of action is Yoda going to confront Palpatine. And Yoda walks in. He hits the guards real quick, which is fun.
Who?
Yoda. He goes in to fight Palpatine. He goes in there. He hits the red guards
oh,
with
yeah,
the
they're
Force.
like in the Senate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah,
in the
yeah,
Senate
yeah.
hall. They start fighting in there. And as they're fighting, Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting. So they
I
go.
love
they
seeing
fight.
Yoda flipping and flopping.
Yeah, Yoda. He flips. He flops. He floops. He fleebles.
He falls all the way down.
Yeah,
flippity floopies.
he falls. So they're having a very Force-centric fight, whereas Anakin and Obi-Wan are having a very lightsabery fight all across all the lava on Mustafar. They're messing each other up pretty good. They got all a bunch of singes on their clothes and stuff like that.
They almost fall off a lava waterfall.
Yeah, a lava fall. They almost don't
Andre
make
and
it.
I did the what was that thing that we did at Downtown Disney?
It was a VR Star Wars experience.
And you were like on Mustafar and like over the lava, like fighting Vader, and it was the scariest thing in my life.
It was very cool.
because you could feel the heat and like the.
So the whole conceit of
So every
the
time-
VR experience is that you put on your headset, you're pretending to be a stormtrooper infiltrating Mustafar.
Yeah.
You go in there with your little blaster, and it is hot. They make
It's
the room
hot.
super hot.
You can like hear. Oh my god.
There are other stormtroopers there that are shooting at you.
Darth
if they
Vader
hit you,
came
you
at
can
us.
feel it on your chest and stuff like that. And then towards the end of the level that you're on, basically, Darth Vader comes out and he's like, "You will not survive." And then you can like feel
He's
the
like
room
moving the floor and
force
stuff. I'm like, I'm
shaking
gonna
and stuff.
die.
He's like throwing stuff at
So
you.
every time we watch this scene, I think of that.
Right, of how
It was
hot
so
it is
fun.
and how scary Vader is.
It's terrifying.
So, Sidious, he kind of defeats Yoda. You know,
Yeah.
Yoda does not
Yoda
have
falls.
Yoda does not have a successful
He kind
fight.
of old.
I mean, they're both pretty old, but Yoda is older, to be fair. So Yoda falls down and he's like, I gotta get out of here. I'm not winning this fight. He escapes through like a tunnel and goes back to hang out with Bail Organa. On Mustafar, Anakin and Obi-Wan are reaching the end of their fight. Obi-Wan hops up on the top of a hill. He's like, Anakin, this is it. It's over.
I have the high
I
ground.
have the high ground. Don't try to
Don't
fight
even
me.
try me, bro.
And Anakin-
I have the high ground.
Anakin's like, you underestimate
Underestimate
my
my
power.
power.
And he jumps up there and he's like,
Two legs,
ah!
2 arms,
And
gone.
then, yeah, Obi-Wan was right. Obi-Wan was definitely right. He had the high ground. You shouldn't have tried it.
Anakin's so
You
full of
are,
himself.
yeah, you are.
2 arms and 2 legs gone, homie. You down burning in the lava.
Yeah, he's a flaming torso at this point.
You were like a brother to me.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan really spells it out like, bro, you had everything. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to save the galaxy.
Supposed to bring balance to the force, not ruin it.
Yeah.
Ruin it.
Ruin it. And Anakin's
Ruin it,
just
eh?
like full of hate. I chow. He's spitting and stuff. It's nasty.
Like my favorite scene.
As his
though. I
face
love
is
it.
burning off. Yeah. So the Padme's death always kind of didn't sit very right with me. I think it was a weird writing decision that she died because she lost the will to live, as opposed to died directly because of Anakin or from
Or at least have a broken heart.
yeah or something.
That's what
you know?
that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, I guess you know, but yeah, I think it would have been a little. I mean, in my mind,
She could have died like a week later of a broken heart, but
Right.
like that's kind of
like in my mind, Anakin killed her. You know.
yeah.
He choked her out. And
Right,
she
he
couldn't
choked her
recover.
out, and then she couldn't recover, and that's the reason that
Yeah.
their kids are motherless. You know, is because of him.
Yeah.
But it was weird that the movie is like, well, she just lost the will to live. You know, sorry about
It doesn't bug me that much because I just think of it as still like Anakin's doing.
Yeah, it's,
You know
it's
what I
definitely
mean?
his
It's
doing.
his fault.
So she pops out a couple babies, pretty easy.
Leia.
Yeah, Luke, Leia, and then she is gone. And while she is giving birth, Darth Sidious
He goes
to Mustafar. He finds Anakin. He's like, oh, he's still alive. Check him out. That's my boy right there. Woo, 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 woo.
Ay, caramba.
He picks up his little burning torso and he puts him on the ship.
back.
And they're like, all right, we're going to get you hooked up, baby. I got this special suit. Have you ever heard of General Grievous before? Okay, this is going to be top of the line right here. It's going to be nice. They start fitting him with a suit. And as Padme is dying and giving birth, Vader is being born. And so
I love when they put the helmet on
pop
the
off a
top
couple
and
legs,
it's like shiny. And
pop a couple arms, pop on the apparatus, and then yes, the helmet comes down.
that got me. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, that was sick.
Well, it looks so cool the first time because he's so shiny. Like,
Yes.
ooh, you're so new.
Oh my!
You're so beautiful.
Yes, right out the dealership. You know?
okay.
Is Padme all right?
No, bro.
And the Emperor, I think at this point, I don't know how
He
he
says
could.
you killed her.
Right. I don't think he knows that for sure. I
No.
think he's lying to him. You know, he's just making an assumption.
Or he just knows.
I mean, I guess he could have known. Maybe.
But it's smart of him to say that, like
Right.
from a manipulative standpoint.
Like, sorry,
It's like,
kiddo.
bro, you killed
we
her.
can't do that experiment anymore. Sorry, you're just gonna have to be my pet for the rest of forever.
I know you came over here for a reason, but she already did. We can't
already dead.
resurrect.
I already gave you this dark suit. Like, what are you gonna do? Be a good guy? I don't think so. So.
You're already charred. You can't go back.
So, yeah, he says, you killed her. He's like, no, she was alive. I felt it. No.
I won't lie, that was funny. Like, stop. The no was too much.
The no is a lot, but it was fun. To wrap things up,
He could have just like fallen to his knees and it could have like clanged a lot, like king, clang, king, clang, clang. Because all the metal on metal.
he just walks through a metal detector and goes crazy.
Please. Sir, are you wearing any metal?
Does my chest and legs and arms and head count? So
I am metal.
to wrap things up, the Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Bail Organa are like, well, we got these kids and we got no parents. Everybody's dead. What are we gonna do with these kids? Like, well, the Empire will probably be after
Look for them.
So we should hide them. We should probably split them up. And Bail Organa's like, I'll take the girl. We want a girl. We've always wanted a baby girl. And Obi-Wan's like, all right, I guess I'll take this kid and we'll go to Tatooine, I guess.
No, Yoda says take him to his family.
Yes, take him to his family.
And apparently we can't keep them together.
No, couldn't possibly.
I mean,
That'd be crazy.
Too suspicious.
Too suspicious.
too suspicious that
What,
there's
two
twins.
babies hanging out over here on Tatooine. So we see that happen, right? Yoda takes off. He's like, into exile. I must go. This is embarrassing. Oh my god.
That's exactly what he's doing.
He's like,
He's embarrassed.
I gotta go live in the swamp. I can't face society any longer.
He's so embarrassed.
He's very
like, I'm
embarrassed that he got his
messed up.
beat. So
By an old man.
So Bail Organa takes Leia to Alderaan. He shows him to his wife. He's like, hey, check it out. I brought a kid. And she's like, yay. I think we had also seen the Chancellor like gain his supreme powers at the Senate. He's like, I will form the Republic into a new empire. And everybody's like, yay, we love empires. And I'm like, okay.
Like a
All
bunch
right.
of dip.
I don't know why you thought that. And then we see Obi-Wan take Luke to Tatooine. He hands him off to Owen Lars and Beru Lars. Luke. And they look off into the twin sunset, and the movie is over.
Okay, you're freaking me out with that. Are you gonna give birth right now?
No, I'm not gonna give birth.
I don't know. That was nerve wracking for me.
Oh, let the puppy out. Darth Freddy.
Darth Freddius.
Darth Freddy.
So yeah, that is the end of episode 3.
Can you explain to me the Darth? Like, what's the lineage?
Darth.
But like, what's the lineage like?
So
Plagueis.
right from these guys that we know, it goes Plagueis to Sidious, right? Palpatine.
To Darth Maul.
Yes, Sidious and Darth Maul. Darth Maul dies.
And Dooku.
Sidious and Dooku. Dooku's dead. Sidious and Darth Vader.
So he's had lots of.
He's had a couple
Vader's
apprentices.
dead. Then
They're just out
Vader's
here.
dead, then Sidious and Kylo. But Kylo's not.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Because we think Sidious is dead, but he's not.
Right.
The new ones are confusing.
The new ones get buck wild. But yeah, that's the order.
So like, you know how we have Padawan, Knight, Master?
Yes.
Is it like
So
Darth
There's only
and then
two,
Lord?
so-
in
it's
in the Sith, there is the
Lord and
rule of
apprentice.
2. Always 2 there are. Master
one
and
and
apprentice. So they have that. I think I might have explained this a little bit before, but the Sith at one time had many members.
Yeah.
But since they're all evil, they're always trying to kill each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then at one point they had like a mass exodus where the Jedi like defeated most.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So in order to stay in power,
Hidden.
they created the rule of 2. So
Sure.
there's only 2 of them at a time.
And you have to kill your master to become the
Right.
master.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And after this, they go on to raise like little inquisitors who are force users who have red lightsabers and use the force in bad ways.
kill
But they aren't
Jedi.
considered part of the Sith. The Sith is
And they're
just
not
them
part
too.
of the Jedi Order either.
Correct. Yeah. The Sith is just them too, but they've got other little minions that hang about.
I mean, all right. If you're a bad guy, you gotta have your minions.
Right. Exactly. You gotta have some henchies.
Henchies.
Stormtroopers ain't doing much.
So money. This movie had a budget of $113 million, and it ended up with a box office total of $868.4 million.
Okay, well,
It did pretty good.
It made the money.
In terms of Star Wars movies, this one is kind of right in the middle of all the money makers.
even recent?
I believe so. Hang on a second. Can I go by?
I mean, it's the best of the prequels. Like, I could just watch this.
Oh, 100.
You know?
Yeah, it's almost smack dab in the middle in terms of money. The Force Awakens number 7 is at the very top with $2 billion.
That makes sense to me.
The Last Jedi at number 8 is right under that. Number 9 is right under that. Rogue One is under that. Then The Phantom Menace, and then this movie. And then below this is A New Hope. Episode
But it's
2.
just the time period that they came out in.
5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It definitely depends on inflation and whatnot. So yeah, made a lot of shmoney. Let's see. On Rotten Tomatoes, this film has a tomato meter score of 79%.
I thought it would be higher than that.
Certified fresh. Yeah.
I thought it would have been in the 80s.
It has an audience score of 66%.
Why?
All right.
Execute Order 66.
Oh.
There you go.
That's why.
Not one more person can like it. Not one.
The critics' consensus for this movie is, with Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, George Lucas brings his second Star Wars trilogy to a suitably thrilling and often poignant, if a bit uneven, conclusion.
See, I feel concluded about it. Like, it
Yeah.
makes sense to me. And the acting is much better in this one. And Ewan is just a star.
Yeah, I think...
Like, this one I go back to. The other prequels are kind of dead to me. I like to make fun of the second one just because of all the love stuff. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
fun to watch. But this one, I'm like, I like this one.
I think that out of the movies that George Lucas has directed, so 4, 1, 2, and 3...
He didn't
that
do
this
5 and 6?
He did not direct 5 and 6. He wrote them, but he didn't direct them.
okay.
I think that this one is the best
That he
directed.
did?
Yes, out of all of them. As we said before, it has like the coolest action out of any of these, and the story is really hitting on all levels here. Like, I love the corruption that Palpatine is seeding through Anakin and the entire Senate and stuff like that. Like I think it's all very very cool and very well done.
I mean,
My only qualm is like, I don't know. I guess I just don't like how stupid people are.
Right.
Like
That's their
so
characters.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like so easily manipulated. Like I wish there might have been like a little tiny bit more of showing how he manipulated people.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, to me, I mean, I could be wrong. People are dumb all the time, but it's almost a little bit unrealistic how everyone just like jump bandwagon.
He's really making it look easy out here.
Yeah.
The Chancellor. Oh, excuse me.
yeah.
I would agree with that.
Because he didn't promise like a whole bunch.
Right.
It was just like the war. That was that.
Yeah.
It's hard because I
And
still.
it's pretty empty promises all around, right? He's promising to the separatists that like, hey, you guys are gonna get your way. We're not gonna have no more republic. You guys don't have to pay no more taxes. It'll be fine. And then he kills them all. And then he's
Right.
to Anakin, he's like, bro, we're gonna be able to save your wife, no problem. Lickety split. And then she dies. And even to the Jedi, he's like, oh, I'm gonna give up this power. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. And then he takes over and creates an empire. So he's lying to literally everybody, and
He's a politician.
everybody is eating it up.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It's hard for me to rate this one because like episodes 5 and 6 are so good, and then I really liked Force Awakens, and I did like what was 9 called?
The Rise of Skywalker.
That one was okay. But it's hard for me to rate. Like this is probably in the like top 3 or 4 of them to me. So F it. I'm gonna give it a 9 because that's how I feel about it in the moment right now.
9 out of 10.
That's how I feel about it right now. So at the moment it's a 9.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I like 5 and 6 and I like 7, and then 3 is like right probably
there.
next with
Yeah.
it. So, and those are all like not a little higher than 9s to
Yeah.
me. So I'm gonna give it a 9. Luis?
About an 8.
8.
All 3 episodes weren't the greatest, but this one was the highest for
Right.
sure.
Right.
I don't think anybody really disagrees that episodes 3 like is the best out of the.
Out of the prequels.
Like if someone's like, I love episode 1, I'd be like,
Yeah.
who are you?
I think that is the general consensus.
Andre?
I think I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I don't remember what I rated the first 2, but I assume they were along the 6.5-ish range, and I would say that this is like a 1.5 over those. So 7.5 or 8, I think, is what I'm giving this movie. Like I said, the action in this one is fantastic. All the relationships are really good, and the only like really big qualm is that Padme doesn't have anything to do except for give birth to babies. and
Yeah,
die
Padme's really not in this movie. No.
No.
Which is a little.
She's pretty cool. In
Exactly,
the first
she
two.
is cool in the first 2, and then this one it feels.
They're like, you
she
peaked
got-
at the second movie,
Yes,
girl.
it
You're
feels like
just
she got
pregnant now, you can't
sidelined.
do
You know.
Emily?
It's pretty chauvinistic there, George.
Come on, George.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I kind of feel like a 7.5. Like it's good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the last 2 times, but I still like other ones better, and I would still say that they're like 8s or 8.5s, like even the ones I really like.
Right.
So I feel like I can't give it a full 8.
But it's so hard when there's too many movies in a thing.
In a franchise.
And you're like, oh, I'm trying not to think about the other ones, and rate it, but you like kind of have to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we've done it. We've done all the Star Wars prequels. All that's left is to continue on with this very story.
Listen, Ewan McGregor is literally the best. I told Andre, I said I have decided that my favorite Jedi is Obi-Wan. Like I really like Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Definitely better than Luke.
Oh my god, I can't stand Luke. Team Leia all the way when it comes to that, but.
Uncle Owen, I was gonna go to Taji Station and get some power converters.
Dude, you should have heard when we went to Gallo.
Good
Our
God.
lovely friends here gifted us a baby moon of seeing episode 4 at the Gallo Center for the Arts
With a
like,
live orchestra.
And that's like the first line that Luke said. I'm gonna go to Taji Station and get some power converters. And he like whines like that, and everyone in the audience is like,
We all laughed.
like
It was so
anything
funny.
he says, they're like, oh god. They're in the trash compactor, and he's like, He's like, R2! R2! And I'm like, shut up, Luke.
He's such a dip.
It was fun. So yes, next episode we are going to be talking about the Disney Plus original series Obi-Wan Kenobi, which
Obi-Wan
is
Kenobi.
conveniently set directly between episode 3 and episode 4.
Did
What
we
did
do that on
Daddy say?
purpose?
Obi on me, Kenobi.
No, Kenobi on my
Kenobi
Kenobi.
on my Kenobi.
Kenobi on my Kenobi.
Sounds like cannoli. Like, she's like, I want a cannoli. Obi-Wan cannoli.
General Grievous is saying.
That's what I do. I don't open a bakery shop and that's Obi-Wan cannolis.
She got jokes.
Kenobi on my Kenobi. So yes, next episode we're going to be talking about the new Disney Plus original series Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Move it all the way up.
We
against
did
the
4, 5, and 6 already, yes?
Yes, we did 4, 5, 6.
There
We
you
have
go.
now done 1, 2, 3.
And we did the in-betweeners.
We didn't do 6.
We.
I thought we only did 4, 5.
Okay, well I'll look into that.
You know what? Now that you say that,
Yeah, I think she might be right.
yeah, now that you say that, I don't think we've done 6.
Okay. We'll come back to that. But yes, we have done Rogue One and Solo.
Can we do 5 again?
I'm down.
That one's my favorite.
5 is the best. But yes, we have not done 7, 8, and 9, and apparently we haven't done 6. So there's more Star Wars out there for us all, and more to come apparently, because they're doing a couple more shows in addition to Obi-Wan. They're doing the Andor show. Cassian Andor from Rogue One. He's getting his own series.
And that's Diego, yeah?
That's Diego Luna.
Oh, caramba.
And then
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka played by Rosario Dawson. Okay, all right. That's going to be coming out. And then Mandalorian Season 3 will be coming out as well.
So much.
So much Star Wars.
So when does the Cassian Andor one would be like in between this as well?
Yes, Andor takes place 5 years before
4?
Rogue One, which is right at the time of 4, which is 5 years after Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's all in the 20 years between 3 and 4, but it goes Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Andor, and then Rogue One, and then 4.
Okay, so it is before, obviously, because he dies in
Rogue
the other
One.
one.
Yes, exactly.
So it's before that,
It's before
after
that.
Obi.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I believe in that show, Mon Mothma is going to make an appearance. She's still in the Senate, and eventually going to turn her role into leader of the rebellion. So I think we're gonna see a little bit more political stuff.
I'm about that, honestly.
Happening in the Andor show.
Tell me, then where is the Ahsoka Tano show going?
So Ahsoka Tano is taking place in the timeline of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's after all of this. It's after 4, 5, and 6.
I see.
And it's, she's hanging out with Grogu and grown-up Luke and Mando,
That's kind of cool, though, because... No, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I think
And they'll probably do flashbacks and stuff.
I think
but
so.
Probably.
Yes. And I think going forward with Star Wars, we're going to spend like less time in between 3 and 4 and more time in between 6 and 7.
Sure.
With all the newer stuff that they've got coming
Yeah.
out.
I mean, there's not that much more time period that they can cover there.
Exactly. And I think with the movies, which they haven't really announced what they're doing next with the movies. One movie is going to be called Rogue Squadron, so I assume it's going to be Rebellion era stuff happening. But then anything other than that is kind of up in the air.
I don't think they're going to do another trilogy.
Right. I don't think they're planning on doing another trilogy. I think
it would be too soon.
I think Kathleen Kennedy has said that their plan is to just like tell Star Wars stories. So I think there's going to be a few more standalones, and they might do the High Republic era, which is set like 1,000 years before Episode 1 or whatever, where the Jedi were reigning supreme and there were a lot more Sith out there.
I'd want to see something more on like the Knights of Ren, because they never really touch on that in the new
Right, from the sequels.
Movies.
Yes, who I believe
Where's your homies, Kylo Ren?
I believe they are Force-sensitive Padawans who broke free from the Jedi training that Luke was doing, I think, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, they might do some stuff on all that stuff.
You know what would be cool is what do they call it? Force walking? Force
Force
ghosting?
ghost?
A Force ghost?
So what if they had like maybe not like a Qui-Gon movie, but like a Force Ghost. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yes. And I think
Is that where 6 comes into play? Or 7 or 6?
so. We first see a Force ghost
In 4.
we hear Obi-Wan's voice after he's died in 4, and then we see him as a ghost in 5. And then in 6, he's like walking around, he's talking to Yoda and stuff like that. He's like fully ghosting. But yeah, that in the original trilogy is where we first see the ghosts. And in the cartoons, they've detailed a little bit on like how to become a ghost and stuff like that. And I think in the Obi-Wan series, which is at the time of this
Might
recording
touch on
is
it.
not complete, but I think that's going to touch on it a little bit.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So we've got a lot of Star Wars coming up.
Because he does say at the end of episode 3, Yoda to Obi-Wan, he's like,
more training I have
for you with the old Master Qui-Gon or whatever.
Master Qui-Gon?
So we're assuming maybe it'll be on the Obi-Wan show, but I don't know.
Sure.
Right, exactly.
Or they could just completely skim over that and be like, nah.
Yeah, never mind. So yeah, we've got more Star Wars on the horizon. If you want to keep in touch with us before that, you can head to our social media. We are at the Walt Vault Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go there, slide into our DMs, let us know what you thought of Star Wars Episode 3, and then also let us know which tattoos you would give us. We all
Yeah.
I'm still going to come up with a nasty one for somebody.
we all need the worst tattoos you can possibly think of.
It wasn't even a worse tattoo. Good God.
question.
You guys turned it into nasty.
Y'all did. I was fine.
Well, you started it.
You
I
gave me a
didn't.
tramp stamp, dude.
I disagree.
You stamped them.
I didn't start
You
it.
stamped them writing us tramp.
Y'all stupid.
The best part was she had it like locked and loaded.
Yeah, you were ready.
Yeah.
Ready to stamp that tramp.
Violated.
You guys can send an email to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com or read that message on the show. And if you want to help support us, you can make sure you're subscribed on any podcast platform you're listening on. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also support us by going to patreon.com/thewaltvault. Drop us $1 and you'll get access to some extra content, including we have early releases of episodes, we have explicit episodes, and we have crack episodes where we talk about just general other Disney stuff. And we're all kinds of explicit on all of those things. That has been it, you guys. We will see you next week for some Obi-Wan goodness. The vault is now closed.